Monday. E3's on.
I know.
Excited? Lots of new announcements. Nothing from ToastieLabs.
Nothing new.
1 year. Yeah, so we've just done stand-up. No, the other one.
Sprint planning.
Sprint planning, yeah. Like we usually do on a Monday. Bit of a boring week again. I don't know. I don't want to say that. What are you doing? What are you doing, Lee?
There's a few different tasks at the beginning of the week. So we're going to do a poll, well not poll, we're going to do a post about what we've done last week. Because it's sort of different, to sort of explaining our goals and what we got from it. And the fact that we're going to be sharing it to the Patreons, the little build that Rob done. Other than that, today will be the YouTube video. I'm waiting for the stuff to upload from last week still. As soon as that's ready, I'll get that out. And then the rest of my week's just going to be Exceed. So we're getting the more levels done for the DLC, getting the announcements done for that as well, because it hasn't been announced yet. And yeah, just trying to get as close to finishing the DLC as I can.
Yeah, you're about halfway, aren't you? And it's a week and a bit, or 2 weeks until that launches, so it'd be good to get on top of that. Yeah, as for me, we've sort of been like doing a bit of planning almost. So we kind of want to be done with Hexseed soonish. We spent too much time on it really. So this week I'm going to be focusing on, well, first of all, fixing the Switch stuff, because we received quite a few errors back from Nintendo Switch team about the Hexseed build. So I'm going to fix all those. Then I'm going to be working on a few suggestions that people have had for Hexseed. So things like making numbers disappear when those hexes aren't relevant, stuff like that. Just ease of use features. Yeah. Just sort of like try and get through as many tasks that we just had sitting on the backlog for ages. Yeah, fixing a few bugs for Hexseed as well. A few bugs on Mac, I think people have been reporting. And then if I manage to finish all that, then start work on the last Hexseed mechanic. Because once we've got all the mechanics done and the Switch build is done, then we can move on to a new project, can't we? So that's the plan. Yeah, what else? I've got vaccine, you're off. There's that as well. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do today is have a look at this Switch stuff, all the bugs that Nintendo have sent back to us. So they sent back 5 bugs to us. Most of them are to do with the way that the controllers swapping works. So a couple of weeks ago I added a thing so that if you're just playing on handheld mode, everything's fine. And then you unplugged a controller, it would pop up with this, basically indicating, well, it's detected a change, and it wants you to connect the controller. So you connect the controller, you press OK, then you can continue. But there were a few problems with that. So in the last build that we submitted, the game only supports one controller. So if you connected the left controller, you couldn't actually press the home button to back out. So you couldn't actually change the controller configuration at all ever again. So it's quite a big problem. Yeah, and also if you have both Joy-Cons unplugged and have it controlled that way, that just didn't work. That couldn't connect as well. So just a couple of problems with that really. And then the configuration that's needed on the website to back all that up as well. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I think all of that is working now. One of the main bugs was that this configuration of controllers just didn't work at all. Now it does. Another one of the things that they mentioned was this button here. It used to say store page, I think? Yeah, store page. And now it's swapped over to Nintendo eShop. So I had to update the localization for that, which is fair enough because it's like their brand, isn't it? Yeah, sorted that. So I've gone ahead and cancelled our current lot check submission, and I've resubmitted a new build now. So hopefully we'll get some people testing that quite soon. Yeah, so I just finished the day by taking some screenshots for the new DLC that Lee's been working on. Yeah, quite happy with that. I've got them on the PC and I've converted them and stuff. I haven't uploaded them to the Nintendo store pages yet, but I'll do that tomorrow. It's just been really slow today. It took me a while to get the build submitted for lot check again. But it's all sorted now. I'll just upload those tomorrow. And another thing that I'm quite pleased about is I've worked out where the language controls were, so the Switch is back in English now. It's been stuck in Japanese for a couple of weeks. But that's all fixed now, so that's great.
Morning, Rob.
Morning.
It's Tuesday.
Is it?
Yeah. We just have a stand up. What are you doing?
Yeah, so for me today, I'm going to upload those screenshots that I took yesterday for Nintendo, just sort of get the new DLC just like sorted, so that when it comes to actually making the store live, we can make that DLC live as well, along with the rest of them. Apart from that, I'm watching the what is it? Devlog.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week's devlog. Make some notes on that for you to change. Don't worry. After that, we've got a long list of bugs that's just slowly been growing for Hex8, so I'm going to try and get through as many of that as I can. Quite a few of them are on Mac, but I know there's one that's just a base game bug, so we'll try and tackle those today.
Very good.
Squared away. What are you doing anyway?
Yes, I've already started. I'm doing the announcements for the Inventor DLC because that hasn't been announced yet. The page has been live for a couple of weeks now, but let everyone know about it. And also announcements regarding the change to the Year 1 pass. Going to make sure that's clear and everyone can get information from that. And other than that, it's just whatever changes to the video you pass over, and then just finishing the day with a bunch of level building to get us main done for the DLC as I can.
Yeah, so that's all the Nintendo Switch stuff uploaded. So now I'm just going to go ahead and try and make my way through as many of these bug fixes as I can. Most of them are Mac related, but there's this one that is a bit strange. So if you click on a big hex and get it wrong, you can then click on other hexes while it's doing the animation. So usually if you get it wrong, as much as you click on the other hexes, nothing will happen. If you get it wrong on big hexes, you can click still. And that just messes up the animation will still remove it. So it's a bit glitchy, so I just need to quickly fix that. And then switch over to Mac. Okay, so I'm testing on Mac. Sorry I can't really record the actual screen, but I'll try and keep this as short as I can. Basically there are about 3 or 4 issues. A lot of them do with lag that I can't replicate, but I think it's because Unity tries to do some extra stuff with Mac's actual, if you've got an actual Mac screen instead of a Windows monitor like I've got, then it tries to do some extra things behind the scene to make it look better. So I've just turned all that off and hopefully that'll be solved. But yeah, another problem that we've found was something to do with the resolutions. So the resolution settings look exactly the same as they do on Windows, but you can do a couple of extra weird things on Mac by the looks of it. So I've got it set to windowed mode here, but if I maximize it, it keeps the same resolution. So everything looks a bit blurry. It looks a bit strange. So I'm trying to fix that. I've just done a quick test now, but by the looks of it, this doesn't happen on PC at all, on Windows PC. It just scales the resolution as you would expect it to, really. So I'm going to quickly try and write some Mac specific code to sort of fix that on the fly.
It's getting up to 2 o'clock. I've just finished doing the video edits and uploading all to YouTube, as well as all the announcements are done. So that's the Inventor pack been announced, as well as the changes to the Year 1 pass schedule. So yeah, now I'm just going to go on to making more levels. So I've loaded this up for the first time in over a week, and I'm going to just crack on getting as many done as I can.
Why? Okay, so I'm done with all the Mac stuff now. Yeah, there's just a couple of bugs. One of them I couldn't replicate, but one of them's actually kind of sucks. So it's just a known Unity bug, but they fixed the bug in a version of Unity that's beyond what we're using quite a bit. So we're on 2019, I think. We're on like the long-term support branch, and this is a version after that. So we won't actually be able to fix it. So I've quickly wrote in the patch notes that we've got a known bug. It's the first time I've ever done this. It's quite, there is a sort of like a hack. So basically the problem is when you press the screenshot button on Mac, it's like the A button's being pressed all the time. And basically the solution, I didn't mean to. Basically the solution is to just press A again, and it stops it from happening. But yeah, it just sucks that we can't actually fix it through the code. But if they make this fix in an earlier version, then we'll happily update it. There's no issue with that. That's all Mac stuff done now, so I'm going to move on to looking at some new features that people have been after. So one of them was a suggestion that basically makes the game a bit easier to look at. So like this is what the game will normally look like, right, with lots of numbers and stuff. But what they suggested is we remove the numbers of the hexes that don't matter, just to clean it up and make it a lot easier to see what's going on, which sounds like quite nice. It looks quite nice, just a bit cleaner. Yeah, so we're going to give that a go and see what it's like. Yeah, so Lee's taking the day off today, just on a holiday. He's earned it. So yeah, that just leaves me by myself, but I'm going to have a busy day, I think. So the main 2 things I'm going to be looking at is these 2 suggestions that people have had. Most of the bug fixes I think are resolved now, so I'm going to be working on these. Basically, both of them are kind of related. So the first one is to hide the numbers on hexes that are no longer relevant, just to make the game a lot easier to look at. I actually made a good start on that yesterday. And the other one is a reverse highlight, which is a bit difficult to explain. So yeah, I've made a start on the first. So that this hex here, it's no longer relevant, so it's got no numbers on. And as you progress, more and more of these tiles will become blank, which looks actually quite nice. It does make the game a little bit easier, but yeah, if people want this just for ease of use, then why not, right? The other thing is, so we've got normal highlighting. So if you press and select on a tile, it shows you what that tile cares about. But what this reverse highlight feature is that I'm working on is it shows you what tiles care about that hex. So if you hold down Shift, it shows you that these 4 hexes have information on this one. So that if you click on all of them, then they'll all be selected. Whereas this hex doesn't give you any information. So if you reverse on that one, then it doesn't show this hex. It's just to make it easier to spot. Like if you've got like a line mechanic that comes in from miles away, you'll be able to see that it's lining up quite well. But another good thing about this mechanic is that you can do it on hexes that haven't been completed yet, which should make things a lot easier for people. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. It is kind of working, but there are a lot of bugs. For example, if you if you get a couple wrong, then it's then all of the data that it's worked out is going to be wrong. So I need to fix all of that, and it's got a problem with big tiles as well, probably rotating tiles thinking about it. Yeah, so it's the afternoon now. I think I pretty much got it all working. Yeah, I'm quite pleased it works with rotating tiles, and the big tiles now, which are my 2 main concern points. Also works if you get some wrong as well. Everything seems to update properly, I think, I hope. If I do the reverse highlight here, it shows that this tile here has some information on it, and this tile is also covering this tile as well. So everything seems to be fine, and things seem to be updating with the failures as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much done. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the day, since we're a bit ahead of schedule, yes, I'm going to go home and test the inventor world that Lee's been working on. I'm about halfway through this island, so there's still some more to go. So I'm just going to try and crack on and test as many levels as I can. It's Thursday, Lee's not here again, he's taking another day off. Fair enough, he deserves it, doesn't he? But yeah, I'm also taking a half day today because I've got going to get my COVID vaccine this afternoon. So I've just been quickly looking to see whereabouts I actually have to go, how long it'll take. It's not that far, thankfully. But yeah, the main bit of work that I've got to do today is we received some more bug reports from Nintendo. So one of the things that they mentioned was the game saves too much. So they've got a requirement basically to help protect the hardware, essentially. You can't just spam save the save files over and over and over again. So they've got a limit of, I think, 32 per minute on average. Yeah, and when they were testing it, they recorded 36. And basically how they did that was, if whenever you change world, it triggers a save because it saves the previous world you're on. And there were a couple of other things as well. So what I've spent most of this morning doing is actually just write a bit of script that checks to see if there have been any changes in the world, and if there haven't, then don't save. So it should be popping up save here down the bottom, but it isn't because nothing's actually changing, so that's great. So I think that bug is pretty much fixed now. There are another couple of issues as well. Yeah, so one of the issues we've got is this little pop-up that you get to reconnect controllers actually happens every time you load a level. So if I load this level, it pops up again, you have to reconnect controller, and then if you back out the level, it reconnects again. Yeah, it pops up again. You have to fix that, which is just me being dumb, honestly. I really didn't think that through, the way I've implemented that, so I'm going to fix that next. And then after that, yeah, I think some more config things, and then I'll go for my vaccine. So, bit of a short day today, but we need to get these Nintendo fixes done as a priority. Okay, so that's working. Another problem they pointed out is if you go to the options bit when you're in the main menu on the Switch and go to support information. I can't spell ToastieLabs. Yeah, so quickly fixing that, which is a bit of a pain because you have to go through do like an online tool, then like download a file and then do another build which incorporates that file. But that should be working now, and all the controller stuff is working properly now, I think. So yeah, I think we're good to resubmit. It's Friday. Lee's not here again. So this morning he woke up to a message from the NHS COVID tracking app. I'll just show you that, saying that he has to self-isolate for 4 days. So he's not going to be in today or Monday. They'll be back on Tuesday, hopefully. That's fine. Yeah, he feels fine and stuff. So hopefully it's just a precautionary measure. But anyway, I'm going to be by myself the next couple of days. I think Lee's just been skiving, if I'm honest. Yeah, I'm starting a bit late today because I had a quick doctor's appointment and I did a quick COVID test just to be sure with Lee being asked to self-isolate for 4 days. I stayed home for half an hour this morning just to get the COVID test done. Everything's fine though, there's nothing, yeah, it came back negative, so I don't have COVID. My vaccination went well yesterday as well, so yeah, vaccinated. And Unity just crashed, nice. But yeah, what I'll be doing today, so I've got a few things to do. So the first thing was yesterday when I, just before I left, I requested Nintendo cancel the current build submission just because there were a few issues with it. But just before they were able to cancel it, they sent back one more problem. So basically if you're using a controller like the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, it won't actually let you press this Nintendo eShop button. And that's just because I've swapped around the way that the buttons work, so this is like an extra button now compared to the other two buttons they get in the PC version. This is just a completely separate button, so I just need to link that up properly. Should be a really small job, so my first job today is going to be fix this bug, quickly do a build and resubmit to Nintendo so we can get another pass of this lot check thing. Hopefully it'll all be fine. But after that, there are a few issues that I found after playtesting the levels for the new DLC. So mainly it's to do with the new settings that I've got. So the setting that hides the numbers of hexes that aren't important anymore. There's a couple of bugs with that. Yeah, so when we're making levels, you've got 3 buttons. Validate, which runs the auto test and see if it's possible. Test, which just lets you play the level normally. Then you've got this view button, which basically is supposed to show you all of the numbers, basically as if you completed the level. But it doesn't actually do any logic. But the trouble is, this is all supposed to show you numbers, but with the new setting, they're all blank, which isn't very helpful at all. So I need to make a quick exception for that. Another problem is gates. So gates also don't show the numbers now. So usually with gates, they have a little number that shows you how many bombs left before the gate unlocks, but that number is just completely blank now. That's just because the way that I've written the code is if the hex isn't providing any information, then it doesn't show the number. And gates, before they pop, they unlock, they don't show any information. So it is working as intended, it's just we need to add a little exception for that. I'll be doing those 2 things mainly, and then maybe I might have a go at making some levels to sort of help Lee, because Lee's going to be off today and Monday now. Then I'll be doing the devlog on the Tuesday, which means we've only got 3 working days to get the levels completed for the next DLC for Hexseed. So I'm going to help him out with that. So I'm going to try and do a few, just make some progress on that, just so he's not going to be as stressed when he gets back. So yeah, all over the place. Okay, so I think I fixed the Switch bug now. Not in this build. Okay, so it's a couple of hours later. The Switch bug that they reported has been fixed. So now you can see that the button's got a little selection box around it. Then just press A, and then that'll start the whole process of loading up the Nintendo eShop, which is great. So I've done a build, submitted that to Nintendo. That's great. So hopefully we'll hear back sometime next week with some more info on that. But after that, there were a couple of things that I was doing on the PC. So there was this one level that I needed to fix. There was just the one level, thankfully. So the clue popped really early. Yeah, so the clue popped here when there was 5 left. So I've just quickly added an extra bomb in the corner here, just to stop that from happening. Which is good. Give it a quick test, and it's all fine. Yeah, so the other 2 bugs I fixed as well. So I think it's this level. Yes. So these gates now actually show numbers, whereas before they weren't when you've got this this hiding number setting on. And they work still as intended, so that's great. That's all working now. And the other bug to do with that is this view button. So this view button works properly now, so it shows all the numbers instead of it just being completely blank. That's great. So that's all I really had to do for today. So I'm just going to crack on now. I'm going to try and make a couple of levels and just see how far I can get, really, to help play out. Yeah, so it's the weekend now. It's been a bit of a weird week, mainly for me. I feel like I've been doing a lot of Nintendo stuff, so started off by getting a lot of screenshots taken for the new Inventor DLC that's coming out. Basically just uploading those to the Nintendo store page stuff and sorting out the languages and stuff like that, just to get all the store pages prepped, so that when we can finally get to that point of releasing the game and putting all the store pages live, that'll just be done for us and we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, after that we got quite a few bugs sent back to us from Nintendo that we need to fix. They've all been fixed now, and I've gone ahead and submitted another build, so that's great. Hopefully we'll hear something back by next week, but yeah, I don't know. I'm feel like there's so many bugs we keep getting. It's all just silly stuff as well, but it's just really slowing us down. It's really bumming us out. But yeah, hopefully there'll be much to do on that next week, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Other than that, we've got a couple of new features added to Hexseed that hopefully we'll be doing a build next week. So hopefully those features will come in next week. So we've got dark mode now. We've got 2 new view modes, I guess you'd call it, to make it easier for people to understand what's going on. So numbers disappear when those hexes aren't relevant, and you can do the reverse highlighting technique as well. It's just people in the Discord and the Steam community forums that have suggested stuff, so just like, let's throw it out, see if people like it, hopefully they do. But more importantly for me, I got the COVID vaccine, so first dose. Everything went well yesterday. My arm's still really stiff, but that's fine, it's worth it. But as for Lee obviously hasn't been here most of the week. He's done the YouTube video, he's done some levels for the Inventor DLC that's coming out next week. But I think mainly he's just been playing Mass Effect at home. Honestly, he's been glued to it, so I'm sure he's enjoying himself. Yeah, so the Inventor DLC will be coming out this Friday, the Friday of this video's release, so please check that out. There's 110 new levels, so hopefully you'll enjoy them. Use the new features that we've added as well. So hopefully it should be a lot smoother for everyone with those. Yeah, but anyway, thanks to the people on Discord. They've been chatting away as usual. Thanks again to our Patreons who keep us going. They really do. Thank you. Yeah, hope you have a good week. So, it's like a teleprompter, right? It's just underneath the... Bet you couldn't tell. Pro Strat.